Hi there folks, and welcome to the Word Solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 26. So to start with, probably the biggest story of the week without any shadow of a doubt, from the politics section, Donald Trump wins US presidency. And from a personal point of view, now that the elections are over, I'm quite happy because I can go back to reading status updates about what people had for their dinner and about how cold it is, because I missed messages like that. But anyway, I found this fact quite interesting. Citizens of the United States actually don't directly elect the president. What they do is they choose electors who pledge beforehand to vote for the candidate of a particular party, and there's 538 of these electors. So first of all, you maybe have seen messages about this in the run-up on election day. We have to explain why the first candidate to reach 270 votes wins. So it's always about that race to 270, and that's because half of 538 is 269. So if Trump, for example, would get 269 votes, then there was still 269 votes that Hillary could have got. So basically, 270 is the lowest score that we give a winning total, or words to that effect. If you said something like that, then we would give you the marks there. So part B, how many votes did Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump both receive? So we'll start with Trump first because that's easier to work out. It's 20 more than 270, so it's 290 votes. And Clinton is 62 fewer than Trump. So we need to take the 62 away from the 290, and that gives us an answer of 228 electoral votes. Okay, so on to the entertainment story. So we had a pointless question on maths on Thursday, and basically it was maths that stood between the contestants and a place in the pointless final. So we have to describe each of the sequences below and work out the next term in each of them. So the first one, quite tricky to spot, but it's just a wee Fibonacci sequence. So you get the next term by adding the two previous ones. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. So the next one will be 3 plus 5, which is 8. So sequence number 2, and that's the square numbers, 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. So the next term will be 6 squared, which is 6 times 6, which is 36. So after that we've maybe got a less obvious pattern as such, but it's the sequence of prime numbers. So the next number will be the next prime number after 11, so the next number that's got exactly 2 factors, so it's going to be 13. So the next sequence, probably the easiest to spot, we're multiplying by 10 every time, so the next one's not going to fit in here, so we'll list it down the side, it's going to be 1,000,000. And the last one, so basically this is the sequence of cube numbers, so 1 cubed, 2 cubed, 3 cubed, 4 cubed, 5 cubed. So the next one is 6 cubed, which is 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 times 6 again is 216. Now the funny thing was, this was the most obscure answer that would have got a contestant through to the final, and he knew fine well that it was a sequence of cube numbers, but the thing that made him not go through to the final was he actually did the sum 6 times 6 times 6 incorrectly. So this kind of backs up Rigour's motto, you can't apply the skill unless you can do the skill. So that's what stopped him getting through to the final. Well worth the watch an iPlayer if you want some entertainment. Okay, so onto the business section now. So Toblerone has changed its triangles, so rather than getting nice big chunky triangles like this, they're actually making fewer and smaller triangles, and they're doing that to reduce the weight of the chocolate bar, and this is to do with the rising cost of ingredients, but they're going to charge the same price essentially for less chocolate. So the 400 gram bar is now 360 grams, and we have to calculate the percentage weight loss. So we calculate the percentage weight loss by doing the loss divided by the original weight and then multiply that by 100. So the loss is going to be 40 grams because we just take the old weight and the new weight away from each other. We're going to divide it by the original weight, so we're going to divide it by 400, and that gives us a decimal. So to make it a percentage, we times by 100, and if push came to shove, some of you might have been able to do this without a calculator as well, but the answer is 10%. So part B, the box is still going to be the same, so it's going to be a triangular prism, and here are its measurements. We have to calculate the volume of this box. So we can calculate the volume of any prism by using the formula area times length, with the area of course being the area of the shape on the end. So before we can work out the volume, we need to work out the area of the shape in the end, which is a triangle, and we get a triangle by doing a half the base times the height. So the base is 5 and the height is 5.4. So we do a half times 5 times 5.4, which gives us an area of the triangle of 13.5 centimeters squared. So to get the volume, we times this 13.5 by the length, which is 30.6, which gives us a volume of 413.1 centimetres cubed. Okay, on to our last story. So the futuristic railway system planned for Dubai. So the 90-mile journey from Dubai to Abu Dhabi takes 2 hours by car, but it could be cut to 12 minutes by Hyperloop. And what's the average speed of this journey by Hyperloop in miles per hour? So to calculate speed, first of all, we've got to get an equation. So that's distance divided by time. So the distance needs to be in miles for the speed to be miles per hour, and it is. So it's 90 divided by the time in hours, but it only gives us the time in minutes. So we need to change 12 minutes into hours. So we change minutes into hours by dividing by 60. So 12 minutes is 0.2 hours. So to get the speed, it's going to be 90 divided by 0.2, and that's going to give us a speed of 450 miles per hour. So my sister works in Dubai, and I don't think any of them are going to have an excuse for being late for their work if they manage to build this transport device. Anyway, there you have it, folks. That was our What Solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 26. Hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned next week for next week's edition, when we're going to be looking at stories from the news from the past week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.